What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Shadowlands video. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Get your coffees. We're going to review another raid boss. We are going to review another raid boss. We've been punching our way through the raid, and so far we've got how many of them down? Guardian down, Skolex, Zymox, Desausage, and we were so close to getting Halandris last night. We got Halandris to 10% HP last night. Very, very close. We'll get him next week, but that's what we got done so far. And I'm going to talk about Desausage today. I'll do one on Zymox and Skolex in a minute, but I just want to touch on Desausage. It's actually like Desugne, but whatever. We're going to say Desausage because it's funnier. Okay? So grab your coffee, kick back and relax. Let's just look at this really quick. So there's two big things that Desausage does, and one of them is she summons an ad, and the ad needs to be kicked. And number two, she does these rings, these halos right here, this ability right here. So rings will expand from different corners of the arena. There's like 4 different spots. I'll show you in a second. And you have to get hit by one of those rings and then not get hit by any subsequent rings for 5 seconds because you get this debuff here. It inflicts 2,800 shadow damage every second and increases the damage taken from Disintegration Heal by 500%. So, if you get hit by a second ring at any point, then you die. That's just it. That's just how it works. So, that's the main mechanic in the fight, is this halo that goes around, okay? And we're going to see that in a minute. What build did I take into Desausage? Let's look at that really quick. Let me get my notes over here. So, we took Witch Doctor Wolfbones in, right here. Of course, if you don't know, Witch Doctor Wolfbones basically says that you have a higher chance to get a stack of Maelstrom Weapon, which is the main mechanic for Enhancement Shaman. When you get one, you reduce the cooldown of your feral wolves. So your wolves are down here. This is your main cooldown that you're pressing, and instead of it being a 1.5 minute cooldown, it essentially becomes like a 20-second cooldown or less, depending on how quickly you're attacking. So we ran Witch Doctor Wolfbones for this because it has really good single target implications, and of course we ran Elemental Spirits. That's mandatory. This is the rest of the build that I ran here. I ran Ellie Blast, and I went with a fire version of Witch Doctor Wolfbones, and then Ellie Assault, of course, because it's single target. So Desausage is pure single target. So this is the setup, and that's the legendary. I did do a fire version. You could do Storm Flurry instead and focus almost entirely on Storm Strike damage, but I chose to go with a fire damage route because I'm invested so heavily into Mastery. Look at my stats, guys. I flipped things around a little bit. I got a new neck from Hero. It was awesome that he gave me that. And he asked me, do you want Heavy Haste or Heavy Mastery? And I thought, you know what, let's try Heavy Mastery. And I've enchanted everything with Mastery as well. Mastery, here and here. Here. There's one more down here, I think. My gloves, somewhere. Anyway. Oh, up on my helmet there. So, I have tons of Mastery, and my Fleshcraft also gives me Mastery. This is the last part of our setup here. I run Plague Visor Marileth because it gives you 120 more Mastery. You need to run triple Potency Conduit here. So you go Focus Lightning, Tumbling Waves, and Magma Fist. The reason you go Magma Fist is, of course, because we're taking Hot Ham. So you're going to be getting a whole bunch of Lava Lash hits, and you're increasing your chance to crit with Lava Lash if you do this setup. So that's the Soulbind, that's the Conduits. Those are my talents, and we're running Witch Doctor Wolfbones, and our Mastery is at 65%, which means we're just doing 65% more fire damage all the time, baby. It's crazy. Lava Lash does 2,200 damage, just baseline. Because I know it reads 1,100 there, but with Flame Tongue it does double damage, right? So it does 2,200 damage before crits, and it just starts hitting like a bus when you have Hot Hand active. So this is the build that we're going to run for Desausage. And let's jump into the VOD. Let me switch over here to the VOD. Let me pull this over here. I gotta fix this part of OBS. It's being kind of weird on me right now, but whatever. We're gonna get rid of me. Bye-bye. See you guys later. And we'll switch over to here. So there we go. This is going to be here. Let's maximize the video. So let's jump into that. Let me pull my notes just over again. We're going to pull those over here. Yes, those are my notes. And that's everything I want to see. So let's get started. This is the very first pull. I have a few things I want to say on the very first pull. As you can see, there are 4 kind of, not corners because it's a circular platform, but there's 4 like edges to this. You can see the lines in the floor moving towards those 4 edges. That is where the big rings will expand from. So you need to pay attention to that. But here's the first pull.
3, 2, 1.
You can just lust on pull. I get my dogs out right away. Watch our damage. It's pretty solid.
Here comes the halo.
We got hot hands right away.
Kill the ad.
One thing you want to say, what I want to say really quick is before the pull, you want to make sure you Fleshcraft and you want to get your totem down relatively close to the boss without pulling the boss because you don't want to have to cast Wind Fury Totem for the first like 2 minutes of the fight, right? So the ad pops out here. It's my job to kick the ad, and I think they assigned it to me, but I wanted to get that job anyway. So as a shaman, it's really easy for you to kick this ad. So this is called the core. Right here, Domination Core. It starts casting Domination Bolt, and we need to kick it. I don't even know if we had a kick order established yet, but I think I might kick it here. No, I don't. There's the first halo. So you can see that these are the rings that expand.
Walk through it. And then avoid that little black.
Now see on the right-hand side here, I have a debuff that lasts for 5 seconds right here, this white thing. If I get hit by another ring, I die.
That she fires there. That's it.
So on the first ring, it doesn't matter because there's only 1 ring. 9 stacks. Ah, you know, if you get around to it.
I was just testing it.
Let me turn down Twitch a little bit. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, take Barrage out.
This is the next mechanic. Staggering Barrage. See this blue line? She basically shoots like a space gun at a target. And right now she's targeting Quag, I think. So he's in the back here. He's underneath my panels here with all my people. She's going to shoot a line. You need to stand in between her and Quag, whoever has the debuff. And if you do that, then we'll all kind of absorb the damage together.
I think we can stack
So Quag almost died there because we didn't... This is our first time doing the pull.
Sorry, I took one of those quads, but
So we didn't understand.
then I let you take the other.
You'll get something that you have to take out.
So here's the ad again. I need to kick this, but somebody else did. I'm just not paying attention. On the next couple pulls, I think I get this. 207. What are we looking at here?
Kill the ad.
I'm at like 8 stacks of that.
Yeah, I got you.
So she's going to jump in a second here and do her big AoE damage thing. I just want to get to that first before we move to the next. There's a Staggering Barrage. See, it's on Quag again. The line goes right to him. He's got a big arrow over his head. We need to stand in between Quag and the boss.
In between Quaz and the line, it's on.
Got you.
So watch, we're all going to take damage now. We're all soaking it together. Very good. And it knocks you back. It can knock you off the platforms. You have to be careful how close to the platform. Okay, so here it is. This is her big ability called Siphon Reservoir. She starts channeling into like the wall over there. She kind of channels like this direction. And if she puts a shield on herself, we have to break the shield or else we die after like 20 seconds or something. So
big healing requirement here.
This does a lot of AoE damage to the entire raid. See, it's just pulsing damage. This is a really good time to Fleshcraft. If you're going to play Necrolord in this raid, this is the time to Fleshcraft on this fight. We put Darkness down. See, I'm bursting through. See all the Flame Tongue and Wind Furies going off, trying to get through the shield.
This is big healing.
Look at them go off. It's crazy.
He took it right out.
I was like really low on life there, and then.
So we broke through the shield. Everything's fine. So we didn't die. So, but if you don't get through that shield, you will die. So let's skip forward. Those are the first opening mechanics. You've got the ad you have to kick. You've got the laser beam thing you have to stand in between. And then you've got this big AoE damage coming out. And then you can use your Fleshcraft here. This is a perfect time to use Fleshcraft. Let's move to 209. I want to show you what not to do. I get kind of wrecked here. Move forward just a little bit. So there's the first wave is coming out right here. See this? First wave. You don't want to get hit by the second wave.
So we want to run through it right now, right?
Yeah.
So I get hit by the first wave. Here comes the second wave. I didn't understand what to do here, but just watch. Immediately I die. Immediately I die. It's because I still have the debuff on me. So you have to like run away from that second ring until you get your debuff off, and then you're okay. Then you can soak the next ring.
Okay, don't worry. Doogie, can you use your
So that we wiped there. Let me because none of us understood how to do that. So let's go to 214.30. This happens again. I want to show you again what it looks like. Here comes the first ring. I'm on kick duty now. I'm kicking Domination Bolt. I'm soaking this first ring. Obviously, this cone, you can't get hit by this cone either, so obviously you have to avoid that. First ring, second ring. So I was poorly positioned, or the whole raid was kind of poorly positioned, but I was in a very bad spot there, and I got hit by both rings right away.
Wow. I was just in a really terrible place.
So that's my fault. I got to be in a better spot there. So that's what you don't want to do. Do not get hit by multiple rings back to back, or else you will instantly die. So let's go to 215. I want to show you something really quickly here. Right. Oh, there we go.
I'll take her over towards.
So I want you to see something. The rings are going to be spawning in a minute, and she actually shoots little black projectiles out of little missiles out of herself, and it shows you which corner the ring is going to emanate from first. It's coming in a second here. Right here, as soon as she starts casting Disintegration Halo, look at these black swirlies right here. Black swirly there, black swirly here. See these little missiles? Black missile there, black missile here. Look at them go. See this black one right here? It's going to go over here.
Oh, the ball's over
There it
here.
goes. See that? So that tells you where the ring, which one's happening first. This one over here, this ring is still floating. It's going much more slowly because it's actually going to be the third ring. So pay attention here. This is having to deal with multiple rings at one time.
Destruction. See the hunter jumping?
First one's over here.
Get through the arc.
Okay.
Watch the
Second one's coming. It's behind me right now. There's the second ring right there.
arc. Towards orange.
My debuff is at 0 right now, and my debuff's gone, so I'm okay. Third ring is right there. I have a debuff for 3 more seconds. I have to run for the hills, or I'm going to die. Run, 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 run.
I'm getting whacked by the ad, just so you know.
And I was getting autoed by the ad, so that's actually why I died. But I would have died anyway, because I would have got hit by the initial ring. You take a little bit of damage from the rings no matter what, but I actually did that part. Finally, I did it properly, and I did not get hit by all the rings. So we're getting further into the fight. We're finally learning how the rings work.
Oh, everybody died. Wait.
We're going to skip ahead here to 249. So we finally do the rings like correctly here. So here comes the last set of rings. Again, you can see these black missiles come pouring out of the boss.
That way it's,
The first one's happening right to my right here.
So yellow. Okay, stay
There's the
yellow.
first
next
ring.
one is red.
Take
So
the
avoid red.
Here comes the second ring. I'm trying to kick the ad. Second ring is coming right now. There it is. My debuff's fallen off, so I'm okay. Now I have a debuff again.
Oh, I died.
Third ring is coming,
taunt boss.
and my debuff just fell off. So we're good. There, we did it correctly. Finally, we did it right.
Move her away from the. Oh wait, what's she doing here?
Come,
Oh,
come
yeah.
to orange. Come to orange.
Now we're just killing boss,
I
and
got boss. We're good because I cleared.
Yeah.
she's spawning an ad again that we're gonna need to kick. So this is my
My
duty.
My kick's not there, so.
I got it. That's my first.
Okay, next.
Yeah, so that's fine. Livwood's gonna take the second one. You do need to kick the ad because those domination things just wreck people. They do a lot of damage.
Taunt boss.
I think that's a dead sausage if
Overweight
I've ever
on
seen one.
It's a dead
Looks like a
sausage.
dead sausage.
Must
Stagger
look
Barrage,
Barbie too long.
help your friends.
Beautiful.
Nice,
Well
good
done.
Yeah, well done.
You could say we
1 second left.
wrapped that sausage up. It's a really bad joke. So there you go. That's the fight, and we did a lot of damage. We had 7.6. We could have done even higher, but so we did this in like I don't know 8 pulls or something. It didn't take very long. Maybe 10 pulls total. But again, we're not watching like any guides or anything. We like to do these things fresh. We like to learn them like as we go because I think that's a really fun way to play the game. But that's it, guys. So you basically, what are the things you need to pay attention to? There's an ad that you need to kick. Okay, Domination Bolt has to get kicked. If you're in a guild group, tell your raid leader or whatever, set up a kick order, and you as the shaman can be first on that list because your kick is really, really good. It's ranged. You can easily do it. So you need a kick order for Domination Bolt. Number 2, you need to soak the Staggering Barrage, which is that, space gun laser going through. You have to soak with your friends to help distribute that damage. Number 3, there's the big inevitable domination. That's the big raid-wide damage. That's when you can use things like Fleshcraft or personal, damage reductions like your Astral Shift, whatever you want to do. And that's when your healers need to use their raid cooldowns to heal everybody. You need to stand in like, Links from Shamans, Darkness from DH, that kind of stuff, okay? And then finally, there are the rings. You can't get hit by 2 rings back to back. Every time you get hit by one of the rings, you get a debuff for 5 seconds. So you have to work with your team, make sure you're positioned correctly so that you're not soaking 2 rings at the same time, or 2 rings. Like, you're never going to be in a bad position where you're just going to die when you soak 2 rings back to back. So, excuse me. That's the entire fight. You have an ad, you have to soak with your friends, you have big raid-wide AoE damage, and then there's the rings that come out, and you need to plan that accordingly. And that's it. That's the whole fight. And we did really well on our on Enhancement Shaman. We did 7.6k. We were running the Witch Doctor Wolfbones build, which was pretty solid. It performed incredibly well. I think it's probably the best build to take into this fight. I think that it's got the best sort of, single target potential. These are the talents that we ran. We got Ellie Blast, Hot Hand, Ellie Assault. We did run a fire-focused build with the Wolves. And, of course, we're going Necrolord. And you go Plague Divisor Merilith to get the 120 extra mastery. You must have these triple conduits going here, right? The Primordial Wave 1, Focus Lightning, and Magma Fist. And that's the build. You'll do really, really well. And that boss is actually a ton of fun. It's actually very similar to the Zymox fight, which I'm going to be talking about in a video tomorrow. Okay, so stay tuned for that one. And that's Desausage. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so down below. I really appreciate it. If you want to like this video, I also would really appreciate it. We're doing a big push to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so please hit that button. What are we at right now? Let's take a quick look right here. I think we're at like 860 something. 866 right now. So let's get to 1,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate that from you guys. If you want to tune in to the Twitch channel, I'll have the links down below, and the Discord for my community. So I'm going to have both those links in the video down below, and you can check those out. Until the next video, take care.